Good morning. Just want to give a recap to what we learned last week as well as what we're covering this week. Last week we learned about the 5 fundamental principles. The 5 fundamental principles: rule of law, consent of govern. What else? Limited government, representative government. What else? Democracy. Those are the 5 fundamental principles. Then we go to the 5 earlier documents. The 5 earlier documents are easily remembered by 3 of those. Again, 3. 3 of those documents are addressed by Virginia or have Virginia involved in them. For example, the Virginia Statutes of Religious Freedom, the Charters of Virginia Company of London, the Virginia Declaration of Rights. And then you have the last 2 documents, and the last 2 documents so happen to be the AOC, which is the Articles of Confederation, and the DOI, which is the Declaration of Independence. Then we move on to the Preamble of the Constitution. What is the Preamble? Correct. It is the introduction or the beginning to the Constitution. Why was it created? Good question. It was created to explain the purposes and the goals of why the Constitution was created in the first place. If you know about the earlier documents, you will understand what was going on with the government to have a constitution following the creation of or the reflecting of these 5 earlier documents. Then we go into the amending of the Constitution. The reason why, because we are now basically understanding why the Constitution is created. And then from there, we're understanding how amendments are pretty much introduced as well as approved within the Constitution. How are these amendments involved? And that's pretty much what we covered from last week. This week we will be touching bases on citizenship, and just today it will be focused on the 5 requirements of a naturalized citizen. My principal just came back. Good morning. So this week, ladies and gentlemen, for those people that already have subscribed and have been viewing Mr. Squire Civics and Economics page, thank you. This week, we'll be focused on, again, citizenship. Say what? Citizenship? Yes. There are 4 particular things. 4 things we're going to learn about this week. Okay? The first thing is understanding what does it require for an individual to become a U.S. citizen. What are the fundamental rights and liberties that are guaranteed within the amendments that apply to citizenship, as well as what are the duties that all citizens must hold themselves accountable of, and what are some ways that individuals can show responsibility in their community, or what are the ways that individuals can demonstrate being responsible citizens. That's what we'll be covering this week. So with that being said, this is Squire Civics Economics class. Let's start. The first question that I pose to people or to my students: what are the ways you can become a U.S. citizen? Yes, again, the question is, what are the ways you can become a U.S. citizen? Or how many ways can you become a U.S. citizen? Take a minute. How many is it? Correct. There are two ways to become a U.S. citizen. First way is through birth. Second is through naturalization. So, someone might say, well, Mr. Squire, I have no idea what naturalization means. I understand that. I'm going to break it down. Naturalization is a process in which a individual that is not from a country that they are born in, they must go through several requirements and tests in order to obtain citizenship in another country. I repeat, there are two ways to become a citizen. The first is by birth. The second is through naturalization. Naturalization, again, is a process in which an individual which would like to become a citizen in another country must go through certain requirements and tests in order to gain citizenship in that country. Squire, what are these requirements? There are 5. How many? 5 requirements. First thing is, you need to make sure that you can read, write, and speak in what? English. Yes. You must also be aware of American history and American government. You must be aware, meaning you must have some knowledge, or you must build your knowledge in American history and American government. You must also be able to pass a naturalization test. Got it? You must also have lived in the United States for 3 to 5 years if not married, 7 if married. Got it? And then the last thing, you have to take an oath of allegiance. That's pretty much how we said, I pledge my allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible. You know what I'm talking about. They pretty much have to take an oath of allegiance. So, first step, well, no, let me take it back. The first step, they got to do the application. Well, no, let me bring it back. You got to be able to read, write, and speak in English, because if you can't read, write, and speak in English, can you do the application? No. After you know how to read, write, and speak in English, you have to take the application. After you take the application, you have to make sure you have a knowledge of American history and American government. Also, you must be a resident of the United States for 3 to 5 years. 7, if you're married, to my belief. I am a natural born citizen, so don't quote me being wrong. And then the last thing is taking an oath of allegiance to your loyalty to the new country of which you have become a citizen to. And I think that has to all do with just going back to the preamble and ensuring that we're having a more perfect union and we're establishing justice and that we are promoting the general welfare. We take these individuals and put them through this process in order to keep our nation safe from foreign threats. We know that every day we have illegal immigrants coming into the nation. And we don't know if they're criminals. We don't know if they're warlords. We don't know if they're spreading an epidemic. We have no idea who these people are. But when we take them through this process, or the naturalization process, then we actually get to learn about these people and know more about them so that we can be able to keep our nation safe, so to speak. Now that we have touched on the ways to become a citizen, we need to touch on the amendments that apply to citizenship. There are 2 amendments we're going to break down right now that apply to citizenship. The first amendment is the 14th Amendment. And pretty much with the 14th Amendment, it focuses on due process for individuals, and with due process meaning that the government cannot treat individuals or citizens unfairly, regardless of race, regardless of any type of differences, period. We are still held accountable to help and support each other as citizens. That goes back to promoting a more perfect union again, guys. We have to make sure that we are treating each and every individual fairly, both us as citizens, but it's most importantly the government. But then we go to the First Amendment also. The First Amendment highlights the freedoms that each and every citizen has according to the Constitution. Which amendments did I just talk about? So what? Okay, all right. 14th and the first. 14th focus on what? Due process. First Amendment focus on what? Freedoms. Okay, cool. As long as we're good. A easy way to remember the First Amendment freedoms, I prefer raps. And you like, what are you talking about, Mr. Squire? Raps? Yes, RAPPS. So the first one, religion. The government is not allowed to establish one official religion. Do I need to repeat it one more time? The government cannot establish its own official religion. That's the first one. R, religion. The next one is A, right? Assembly. Individuals may gather together peacefully. Again, assembly. Individuals may gather together peacefully, ladies and gentlemen. And then we have our R-A. Next one is P. We go press. Individuals have the right to publish information even if it criticizes the government. Again, press have the right to gather and publish public information even if it criticizes the government. That's press. Then, so we went over R, went over A, went over P. What we got left? No, oh, another P. The other P is petition. Say it again. Say it again. Petition. With petition, this means that individuals have the right to make their viewpoints known to public government officials, or to the right to make their views known to the public. Again, what's that one? Petition. Individuals have the right to do what? Make their viewpoints known to the public or public officials. Then we have the last one. So we know R, A, P, P. You know the last one? S. Yes. S. Speech. Individuals are free to express their own opinions and beliefs. Again, I'm going to repeat. S. Speech. Citizens have the right to express their own opinions and beliefs. So, which amendment applies to those freedoms again? The first, people. The first. You got it. So, to make sure we all on the same page, I ain't gonna go too ahead of myself and the class. I'm gonna keep it on right now. We just focused on making sure we touch base on clearly understand citizenship. What is citizenship? How many ways it takes, or how many ways does it require for? How many ways can you become a U.S. citizen? That's the main thing that we're focused on right now for just today. As well as what amendments apply to citizenship, and understanding both of those amendments, and then going in an even deeper perspective of one of the amendments and the freedoms that are given from that particular amendment. That's what we're going to focus on right now. Other than that, if you have any questions, concerns, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Leave those comments in the comment box. I make sure that I immediately respond to them. If I do not immediately respond to them is due to me being caught up in some meeting or doing something that just is taking my time at that moment. But I'm pretty quick with my responses. So, as always, it's your lovely, oh so lovely, crazy, wild, crazy, cool teacher of civics and economics. It's your boy, Squire. Get at me. I'm out.